everyone. You're watching Media Monsters and you're in the red zone. I'm Tara. Today we have a really exciting show. I have a very special guest that I'm very excited to see. Her name is MILLANA Snow. She was actually the Season 8 model winner from Project Runway. So today we're just going to talk about some of her experiences, and then we'll also take a look at some of the runway looks and kind of get some feedback and just have a discussion. I guess the first question I want to ask you is, how did you get into the modeling industry?
I was about 17. I was in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And there's not really a modeling industry there. Commercial a little bit, but I was doing a little bit of commercial work, and I did a job from a New York clothing line.
Okay.
And they told me, look, if you want to be a model,
have to move to New York.
Exactly. So I moved.
Okay.
I just came up here and became a model.
At 17 by yourself?
I was actually 18 at the time when I came. Yeah.
Okay, so that's like college age.
Yeah.
So how did your parents feel about that?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was actually in college at the time, and I transferred. I went to City College.
Okay.
And my parents were extremely upset. They did not want me to go. My dad would not even talk to me. Like, he was upset.
Wow.
But once I got here and got my apartment
and started working,
my dad was like, "Girl, I'm proud of you."
Right,
so
right.
It's worked out.
That's cool. So tell me a little bit about Project Runway. What was it like being on the show?
Well, I'd have to say Project Runway was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, just because where else could you get that kind of experience?
Right.
I mean, every day we were working. It was usually 6 days a week.
Wow.
And I got to meet so many amazing people, from Heidi Klum to Michael Kors.
What was it like working with Heidi?
She's so cool.
She seems like a really down-to-earth person.
Cool. She's so cool. I worked with other big models before, but, you know, sometimes you get a little nervous. You're not sure how you're going to vibe. She was so funny, so much fun, so sweet, always checking on us, making sure we were good. I mean, I loved her, so it was really great to work with her.
Did you see, was there any, like, favoritism towards the models, since she was kind of a former model, the designers?
There were times where if you did something on the runway, I remember one time we were judging, and someone was playing with their nails during the judging, and she said something to her and kind of called her out. I don't think that was on the actual episode.
Yeah, but I don't remember that one.
But things like that, she would tell you, hey, don't do that. In front of everybody. So there was a little bit of that, but I never had a problem. So I got along with her a little bit.
That's like, having coaching from like one of the best who've ever done it. That's an amazing thing. I mean, aside from being on a show where, you are modeling and showing your talent, you're also getting sort of guidance from this person who's a legend in the industry.
Exactly.
So that's got to be amazing.
Exactly.
What was the process like to get on the show? Was there like just a regular casting call? Did you have to stand online for 18 hours?
Well, one of the things that people don't really understand about Project Runway, because I think they think it's a lot like Top Model.
Right.
It's not. All the girls on the show are professional models. They work, and we work during the filming of the show. So
yeah, I saw a couple of episodes where girls like had to not make a show because they were booking another campaign or something like that.
Exactly. The girls had to leave altogether because they booked a job that was so big that they had to take that and leave. I mean, it was so all the girls on the show were models and are working, and what we did really was just go to a regular casting. I had just gotten back from being in Texas. If you guys know about Texas, we eat a lot down there. So I had been eating for a good week. I mean, my booker called me and said, "Milana, you got to go to this casting for Project Runway." And I was like, oh gosh, I'm not going to be good. I mean, I gained all this weight. And I went, and I got a call the next day. So it was really just a casting. And
that's exciting.
It worked out great.
Good. So overall, in past seasons of Project Runway, they did have a show called Models on the Runway.
Yes.
For season 8, they didn't do Models on the Runway. Did you guys were you a little bit disappointed when you heard that you booked the show and they weren't doing that show?
Well, I don't watch TV. This is like really embarrassing. I know, I really don't. I did not know that there was a Models of the Runway.
Oh, okay.
Until my booker told me, you're not going to be on that other show. And then when I heard about it, I was actually happy that there wasn't. Because I don't want to be on the reality side of it. As the models, we really just did a job. Like, we would walk down the runway. We were rarely mic'd up. We didn't have any behind-the-scenes drama, that was followed or anything like that. Right. It was really like we came to get fitted and walk. So I was glad that it was more of a job instead of a reality show for us, because I didn't want anybody to know like who I was arguing with, or
right,
or
airing your dirty laundry.
Exactly. I was happy that I didn't have to do that.
Okay, so how much? I mean, I know you said that you guys weren't really mic'd up, and it was really just a job. You came, and you walked, and you did your thing, and that was that.
Right.
But did you ever have a lot of interaction with like some of the judges, like Nina Garcia or folks like that?
I never, to my regret, I never got to really talk to Nina. I really wish I could have talked to Nina. I never got to talk to Nina. We got to hang out with Heidi a lot. And Tim Gunn. Oh my gosh, can I just say, Tim Gunn is probably one of the nicest, most polite men I've ever met in my entire life.
He has like this paternal thing that I get from him. Like,
yes, he is such a great man, and we got to spend a lot of time with him and some of the designers. I mean, we had Betsy Johnson, Rachel Roy. I mean, that's just like one of many, but we got to meet with them, and both of them were so cool.
Right.
So we got to meet, and we got to hang out with the designers too. The cameras were always there, but they were never really focused on us when we were back behind the scenes.
Right. So. Which is interesting because for the most part, I mean, a model's job is essentially to show off the clothes.
Right.
It's not so much about the model.
Right.
I get what you're saying where that's concerned. Who was your favorite guest judge, since we're talking about guest judges?
I loved Betsy Johnson.
Okay.
She's just so much fun. Exactly. She's so much fun. She really is that much fun. I mean, it was cool because she came for the challenge where they had to use party supplies.
Which is so up her alley.
Exactly. And we kind of actually the feeling that she would be there, and she was. She was great. And also Rachel Roy. I mean, I love Rachel Roy.
Well, I love her clothes. I've never met her.
I'm actually wearing Rachel Roy.
Oh, is it Rachel Roy? It looks Rachel Roy.
Yeah, I love Rachel Roy. She's got a great personality. She's beautiful, and I love her clothes. So those two were my favorite for sure.
Okay. Do you still keep in contact with Gretchen?
I do. I actually haven't talked to her in a couple of weeks, but we do keep in contact. She and I became friends. I mean, she got a bad rap on the show.
Yeah.
Editing is always tricky, but she really
strong personality.
She was really sweet, and she and I are both originally from Colorado. I'm originally from Colorado.
Okay. Do you ski a lot?
No, not at all.
I don't ski either. I go to the lodge.
I'm too scared.
I'll eat. I'll drink wine. I'll wear
be in the cute jackets. Yeah. Exactly.
But I don't ski.
Yeah, no. She and I are keeping in contact, and she's in Brooklyn now, and she's got. I love her clothes. I really would wear her clothes.
And just for you guys who don't know, who didn't watch season 8 of Project Runway, Gretchen was the actual designer who won the show.
Yes.
Okay, good. So she's right in Brooklyn. She's right across the bridge.
Yep.
So you guys are like lunching.
Exactly. I think we're supposed to brunch soon, so I have to give her a call now that you remind me.
What's going on with her line?
I believe it's called Moth Love, and as far as I know, it's all completely eco-friendly. So it's really neat because she's really environmentally conscious, and she's really on trend too. Because when she did the season for Project Runway, she was doing 70s, and everybody was saying, "Where did this come from?"
We're so over and the romper. We're so over
the romper. And now wide leg pants are back in, and the 70s thing is back in. These hats are back in.
So with the fringe and all that
she
good
knows.
stuff.
She's good. She's really
good. Right on the cusp.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So overall, do you think that the show had like a positive effect on your career?
Oh, yeah. I mean, really for me, it was more of a personal thing. I mean, I had an incredible journey. I had just graduated from college, actually, 10 days before I got on the show. So
oh, wow.
It was a complete whirlwind.
Talk about a graduation.
Complete surprise, complete whirlwind. I was not expecting to be filming a TV show all summer.
Right.
So, and then to win and then make that money. I mean, it was like, I just got out of college, and I was modeling, I was doing well, but nothing like this before. So it was definitely really great for my personal life, first and foremost, but it also taught me so much about just, being in the right energy, being in the right mindset. I really had to keep a positive outlook every day because you might get sent home.
Right.
And so it's really important to always be upbeat and always be positive, and that really reinforced that experience for me. So, it was great. And then now, as my career has continued to go, I mean, over the summer, it was just, the momentum was building. I did other TV shows, and I did other commercials, and things have really turned out to, get better and bigger, and it's been great.
So what are some of the things that you did after the show?
I've actually done a few commercials. One in particular I did, while I was on the show, I did Toyota Avalon.
Oh, cool.
I was on Gossip Girl for the season premiere.
Oh, really? What were you an extra? Or
I was a featured extra, but it sucks because my part got a little cut down.
Aww.
But I was on it because it was we were some girls that stole Chase Crawford's credit card or something. I don't even remember, but we did a couple of different things, and I actually have a movie that just came out on Netflix called My Normal.
Oh,
so it's been really great, and just doing more TV, it definitely has solidified my want to be on television more. I realized that print is cool, and I love print modeling, but I really prefer being on television. So.
And do you see yourself going into film or going more into TV?
I don't know. I'm open to both. I've been acting since I was a kid.
Okay.
I took a break from modeling, and I've been doing acting classes for years. I really love television, but I also really love film because I love the story that a complete film can tell. And then my best friend and I also have a YouTube channel, I Heart TNM and TARAH 916, where we're doing lifestyle and hair and places we like to eat.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I checked out the website, and it's a lot of fun, and it's girls about town, and there was one particular episode where these guys were in Cabo, and it was really a blast. So you guys should check it out.
Yeah, and it's kind of TV oriented, so that might go somewhere in the future too.
But you said earlier that you weren't really into the reality thing, and essentially your YouTube channel is reality TV.
It's true. It's funny. It is to an extent because we control it in the sense that everything we make sure is very positive. Like, we never show drama. We never set up drama. If we go and go to a restaurant and talk about the place, we never go to places we don't like. We only talk about places that we do like. So it's more like how-to and more like a visitor's guide to New York and a visitor's guide to the places that we go to. We talk about hair a lot, natural hair. So I try to make sure that it's not the drama or the negative side of any part of my life, or even just the private side of my life, because that's a little bit too reality TV for me.
Right. So what? I have a question. How do you feel about the representation of like models of color in the industry? And have you seen any, walls built or anything like that? Has that been your experience, or? I
would definitely have to say that this is a conversation I have with my my fellow model friends and coworkers all the time. I think it's more not even so much about just being a black model or a mixed ethnicity model, but just not being what I think is cookie cutter has been a lot harder, because there's certain looks that I feel like are automatically the go-to looks, and I feel like if you're not that look, it's very hard to get booked.
Right.
And I think that the awesome thing about our society today is that beauty is totally universal now.
Absolutely.
And I think that people are starting to speak up and say, look, you don't have to be this skinny, you don't have to be this exact look, or this exact skin color, or whatever it is. And I think people are starting to be more vocal, and I really appreciate everybody out there being more vocal about it, because finally I feel like the clients are responding.
Right, and I think it's the clients' kind of responsibility. Well, I mean, you can argue with where the onus falls, but I think that, if the clients request, girls with a different look or have more everyday look, I think that's a win for the industry.
And that really comes from just something as simple as people blogging about they want to see more color or more diversity or more sizes or age ranges. I mean, it's really, I think people should be more vocal about, we need diversity, not just with skin tone, but age and size.
I agree.
Because
there's
they'll
actually I'm a reality show fanatic. I'm sorry, and I will not apologize for it. But on the Real Housewives of New York, one of the housewives is actually modeling, and she's in her 40s, I believe, and she just got a modeling contract. And I thought, how amazing is that? Because a lot of times, people feel like, once you hit, 22, you're already a grandma. But I think that it's great that the industry is opening up to, older models, older actresses being able to break into the business, because you have older customers.
Definitely.
And if I'm a customer and I want to buy a pair of jeans, I don't want to see it on a 17-year-old.
Definitely. Sometimes I definitely am shocked with the high fashion lines picking 16-year-old girls. I mean, let's be honest, women who are buying these high-end clothing are not 16. So we definitely need to change up. And I'm seeing it, when you see issues dedicated to, black women or Asian women, that's a step, but it doesn't even have to be that drastic. It could just be, let's just start adding everybody in.
Right.
Definitely.
Just making it a little bit more diverse.
Definitely.
I mean, there's a lot of companies, now, I mean, Macy's is one of those companies that, a lot of their ads do incorporate a lot of different looks, and that's just
Definitely.
something that I notice, when I watch the commercials and see the ads and stuff, that they do really do go after, a range of different
Definitely.
ethnicities and
Definitely.
skin shades and tones
Yeah.
and ages
Yeah.
and all that, because it's all about, the family. I mean, we all buy products,
Exactly.
so.
Exactly.
Okay, so one of the things that I want to kind of jump into now is to maybe look at some looks, some runway
Okay.
looks,
Okay.
and we can have a discussion. Today's episode is all about color. You see, we're both wearing our bright colors today. As we go into spring season, everyone, we look at bright colors, pinks, reds, yellows, blues. So we want to talk about some of the trends that we saw. One of them is color blocking, one of them is stripes, another one is bold prints, and then the last is bright color accessories for the girls who don't necessarily wear colors in their garments, but can spice up their outfits with the accessories that they choose from. The first one that I kind of want to talk about is the whole color blocking trend, which is a huge, huge trend. Every trend show that I've seen so far on like Good Morning America and all the talk shows, everyone pretty much uses this trend because it's a very easy look and it can be very dramatic if it's done correctly. But if it's done wrong, it can
Right.
look a little messy and people can wonder, did she get dressed with the lights on this morning? So, we also know that, there's psychologists that can prove that, color influences our moods.
Right.
And there's even a form of medicine that I found out called chromology, which uses light and color, and supposedly it balances the energy in a person's body where it's
Huh.
lacking, and it's used as an alternative method of medicine. So,
Wow.
I know I feel better when I see a bright color.
Yeah.
But one of the first looks that we're going to look at is this look by Louis Vuitton. I really like this look because it has a very interesting shape. And I also love the blue pant. One of the things that you'll see as we go through the slides is that cobalt blue is a hot trend this season as well. And you guys know I always talk about trends within trends. But this look is really great, and it has a metallic belt. The second look is by Issa. It has this amazing draping on it. I don't know if you can. Yeah. It has this amazing draping on it, and what's so great about this particular outfit is that it's popped with a purple belt. The last look is from Rachel Roy, which we talked about earlier. We love, love, love her. This is actually a easier way to do the color blocking look because it's tonal. It's using the brighter cobalt blue back to a more turquoise blue. And I know when we were talking earlier behind the scenes, you said that you mostly wear black,
I do.
like most of us here in New York. And I'm very glad that you're wearing.
I did this just for you.
Oh,
Because
thank
I
you.
always say that my color is gray. So
Which is not a color.
Exactly. No, but I something I do want to say is I actually do like the color blocking, and I have to say that if you're gonna do it, make sure you really do it.
Yeah,
Use
go
really
for
bright,
it.
poppy colors.
Absolutely, and that's another thing to make sure when you are doing this look, try not to mix primaries with pastels, and try not to mix bright colors with dull colors. The colors need to have the same level of intensity. It needs to
Definitely.
be a bright with a bright, or a pastel with a pastel. On our second slide, we have a look by DVF, which I love this look because it kind of gives it a lemon lime kind of feel. And for those that don't really know how to necessarily pull this off, draw inspiration from fruit. Think about a fruit salad. What are the colors that go into a fruit salad? And kind of put it all together.
Good idea.
This look here can also work with pinks. I mean, you can also do like a brighter pink with like more of a watermelon pink, which is also amazing. The next two looks is one is by Etro and one is by Louis Vuitton. The Etro look is actually a color blocked blouse. It's green on the top, and then it has a turk bottom going back to a black pant. And then the Louis Vuitton look is actually a romper, but it's color blocked in the make of the garment. But this is a look that you can achieve by layering as well. The Etro look, you can easily maybe do a turk blouse with a green jacket over it and a black pant. You can use the belt or not, the yellow belt to pop it. And then with the Louis Vuitton look, if you have a purple tank, that can just go back to a red harem pants. And that's an easy, quick way to kind of achieve the look.
Yeah.
One of the next things that I want to talk about is stripes.
I love stripes. I have so many striped shirts. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's a trend that kind of came back because it's stripes can be a little collegiate, but as we'll start to see from some of the runway slides, that they're really updated and they're done in a really fun way. One of the things is there's a misconception about vertical stripes, horizontal stripes, I'm sorry, is that it can make you look wide, which can be true, but it's really all about the size of the stripe.
Exactly.
If you go with a thinner stripe or a variated stripe, which means you have a wide stripes going into thin stripes, that can actually look slimming. This first look that I love is Marc by Marc Jacobs, and it's a romper. It's a striped romper, and she looks like a roll of Skittles, and it's so much fun. I personally love rompers. I've always been into rompers, even before rompers were a trend, because I'm a straight girl, and rompers just look good on straight girls. Not that it doesn't look good on curvy girls, but that was always a look that I like to go after, and I really love how this look has a cinched belt. The second look is by Sonia Raquel, and I really like it because it's very casual and laid back, and it's kind of a play on vertical and horizontal stripes, and I think that the colors are placed kind of brilliantly in all the right places. The fact that it has the black vertical stripe down the side actually makes the appearance of, it makes you look a little slimmer. Also, when we talk about trends within trends, you see these are two different designers, but that bucket hat is kind of a trend within a trend as well. The next look is by Jill Sanders. This is a vertical stripe, which can be elongating. I would probably belt that. I probably wouldn't wear it that way. I would maybe belt it. I could totally see a woman walking down Fifth Avenue with a big hat and a belt. It's really awesome. And then on our next look, in the stripe category, we have a look by Tory Burch, and she also played with vertical stripes and horizontal stripes, and I think that the way that it's done here is great because it's done in tonal colors, which looks really good. The second look, Marc by Marc Jacobs, I typically stay away from the color combination of black, white, and yellow because it looks a little bumblebee.
It does.
But what makes this outfit look so great is that it's popped with an orange bag.
Oh.
So you don't necessarily have to, be matchy-matchy. You can offset colors and do a little bit of contrast. The next look is by Prada. There was actually lots of stripes on the Prada runway this season, and this is that variated stripe that I talked about where we started out with wider stripes at the top and then it goes into thinner stripes. It actually gives the appearance of a smaller waist, which is great.
It's always a plus.
Our next trend is all about bold prints. Bold prints, prints is something that's always in season, whether it's spring or fall. We usually see the differentiation in color or the inspiration that the designer drew from. This particular spring-summer 2011 season, we saw a lot of the trend is global. There's a lot of ethnic looks, a lot of Asian, a lot of African, even some Indian prints with the paisleys and things like that. Also, floral prints, which we see every season. The update there is that last season we saw more of the ditzy prints, and this season we saw them a little bit more exploded. This first look here is Etro look. The whole page right now is dedicated to Etro because there were so many amazing prints and it was hard for me to choose three, but the three of these look amazing. I love the color combinations of using the blue and the yellow and the orange. The look in the middle almost gives it like a gladiator look. Yeah.
It's a little bit reminiscent of Alexander McQueen too.
Absolutely,
yeah,
but he achieved it in a print.
Yeah,
where Alexander McQueen did it in actual texture,
yeah.
And layering pieces. So this is actually one dress, and it kind of gives you that structured look. The last look I love because it's a very vintage print. It's almost very 1940s. There's a show on HBO, Mildred Pierce. I don't know if you watched that miniseries. Oh my God, I loved it. Mildred would totally wear that last dress. It's amazing. On the next slide, we have a dress from Diane von Furstenberg, who obviously is known for her beautiful printed wrap dresses.
I love you, especially for spring and summer. You have to have a few DVF pieces.
Every girl should own at least one. Absolutely. And it's so form flattering on most shapes. Every girl can wear a DVF dress.
Definitely.
But for this particular discussion, I actually picked a pantsuit look because we know DVF does amazing dresses, and I didn't want to be redundant and show the dresses because we know they're awesome. But this look is actually that cobalt blue again, and we talked about trends within a trend, in a harem pant, going back to this ethnic print. And what makes this look so amazing is the geometric shapes, and it's popped with the blue that makes it look really great. The next look is by Louis Vuitton, and if you guys get a chance to watch the show, the whole show is very Asian inspired. There was some Obi looks. Did you get a chance to take a look at it?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
With the cummerbunds and everything. It was really awesome. They even had like real kimono looks, you know, short kimono looks. Even the models walked down the runway with fans. It was really a great show.
Yeah, it was.
This last shot is actually from Lanvin. We talked about models of color. This was actually the finale of the show where it featured 5 black models that walked down all at once, and it made such an impact. There was actually an article in New York Magazine in the fashion issue where they talked about models of color, and you know, there was a lot of controversy about the show because some people felt like, you know, he did it to make a statement, not necessarily because, you know, like we talked about earlier, like he picked those particular models for that look, to make a statement, especially since the looks are very African inspired. But you know, I don't really have an opinion either way.
I think it's great because I mean, Albert, he's one of my favorites.
Albert,
Albert, he's amazing.
A personal friend of yours.
I'm not gonna say all that, but he's awesome, and I think it's really neat how, you know, he used some black models. We haven't seen that many in Lanvin, so that's awesome that they had some, in my opinion.
Okay, so now that we took a look at some of our color blocking and stripes and our bold prints, I just wanted to thank you very much for being here today. It was a pleasure. I wish we had more time.
I know.
I could go on. And just let us know what you're doing now. Just let the people know what you're doing now.
Well, you can find me at millanasnow.com for all my latest updates. I definitely have some stuff coming out that's very exciting very soon. So that's Millana, MILLANA. SNOW at .com. And follow me on Twitter.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for watching The Red Zone today, and we'll see you next time.